Hey y'all, it's Caitlin, and this is whatever part of the statue collection video. I tried to adjust the camera a little bit before filming this, so hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it's not slanted. It's hard for me to tell, honestly, until I'm editing just how slanted it is. So, hopefully it's okay. But anyway, so this is like the miscellaneous. There is one more part that I have to film that's going to be focused on a specific line, but one of the statues I'm having a little difficulty with. We're having a disagreement right now, so I'm going to wait on that one, and I'll talk about it when I do the review. But so this is like the miscellaneous episode. We have two statues that are from the same company, and we have, of the 5 statues here, we have 3 different licenses. And then, I think, 4 different manufacturers, 4 different companies. So let's just start with the one that's peeking out right here, that you can see. So one thing about statues with a magnetic base on it, they're not the most sturdy. So this is, now I do have another Wonder Woman statue with a magnetic base, but the other one is lighter weight. This one is not. This one's a little bit heavier, therefore she's a little bit more unstable. So let's gently put her down so she doesn't face plant. Real quick, so there is a magnet in here. The base is heavy because it is, and there is a Justice League logo on it from like the comic books of the New 52. So I like to call this in between Wonder Woman. And I talked about it a little bit in the original statue collection series, but basically to me she looks like halfway between Wonder Woman 600 and New 52 Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman 600 was infamous for having pants that everyone freaked out over when she was the first announced that she was going to be wearing pants in the comics. People freaked out. There was one interview that someone did at a con, and every single person he asked if people should be, if people like the idea of Wonder Woman in pants, everyone said, hell no. We hate the idea of Wonder Woman in pants, but they did it anyway. And it actually worked out really, really well. But in New 52, they changed it and replaced her gold accents with silver. And so that's why I say that this is kind of like a cross between the two. So, personally, I don't know. Wasn't reading Justice League back then, so I don't know if this was part of her costume. I'll look it up. But she does have her sword to her side, and her lasso on the other. She does have a manicure. Her fingernails are pink. Why? I mean, it's almost like I know she's a princess, but it's almost like a princess pink. Not exactly the color I would imagine a superhero would have. And unlike the magnets in the base, the ones in her feet are kind of an eyesore if you're looking at her. If you just turn her up and look at her, it's kind of an eyesore. But the sculpting, I really like it for what it is. I think she could have used a different expression, because right here she just kind of looks really, really bored. So I think she could have used a different expression, but other than that, I really like the statue. The Wonder Woman 600 is still probably my favorite Wonder Woman statue in my collection, but yeah, these are from Kotobukiya if I didn't say it. Yeah, they're from Kotobukiya. It doesn't say it on the bottom, but I'm like 99% sure it's from Kotobukiya. If not, I'll correct myself. Wait, there it is. I was looking for the licensing, and it doesn't say. So it says it on the box, but not the actual figure. But I will, if I'm wrong, I will correct myself. And she does, before I turn to the next one, she does have stars on her, on the sides of the red part of her outfit, but they're etched in, so you can't really, they're not like painted different. It's still this metallic red. So the paint job on this thing rocks. I think the sculpting could use a little bit more work, but other than that, it's solid. This one, on the other hand, also Kotobukiya. So this is Catwoman, and when you take this out of the package, her whip is loose. So you have to stick it in her hand, and it's not that easy of a job. And I tried to wrap it around her like a belt, because she has been known to wear it like that before. But it doesn't really like to stay, and if you don't do something with it, it's just going to be a little loose piece of thread hanging off of your display shelf. So I keep trying to wrap it around her the best I can, but sometimes I don't know. It'd be better if it was sculpted on this way, is what I'm saying. I don't understand why they made it a loose piece, but whatever. So, like Diana, she does have the magnetic base, but only in one foot this time. And there is no logo whatsoever on this base. Now, Kotobukiya does a lot of statues like this, and honestly, they're pretty affordable with the magnetic base. But again, you have to be very careful with them, because if you saw, like you saw with Wonder Woman, they can face plant. So, be wary of that. But the sculpting on this one, way better on the face mold, on the face sculpting, face paint, everything. I love Selina's face here a lot better than I do Diana's. And that's usually the opposite way. So obviously she's all in black, so they didn't have to do too much color-wise. And they did, you can't see it, but they did sculpt on her claws. So, and they are actually kind of sharp. You can't, like, gouge yourself with them or cut yourself, but they are sharp, and I like that a lot. And the only thing I would have wished that they had put, actually I think I packed up the box already, but I do think she came with goggles actually, but they were removable, like this whip. Personally, I don't like statues that have removable parts. If it's a statue that you have to put together, like if the head and the torso and the legs all come separate and you have to put them together, that's one thing, that's fine, I don't care. But when they come with removable accessories, you're getting more into action figure or doll form to me. But that's me. Like, figures with the swappable heads, action figures are good. Statues, not so much. I don't prefer those at all. And so I would have preferred them sculpt the whip into her hand. At least make the base sculpted into her hand instead of making me kind of dig it in there. Oh wait, was it? No, and so half of it. Okay, it's been a while, guys, and my memory's not the best. But just to kind of show you, she's holding half of the base of the whip in her hand. The other half you have to go in there and gouge in there, or try to. And it's not even a hard plastic, so you can't really do it very easily. There is a little cat on the handle, though, so that was a nice touch. But anyway, I prefer sculpted on accessories or details. I don't like ones where you can remove them. So I didn't put the goggles on her, but I do wish that they were sculpted on her, because I was already messing with the whip and I didn't feel like messing with the goggles too. That's something you put on an action figure or a doll, not a statue. Okay, should we just round out all the DC stuff and then move on to the other two? So this thing is heavy. Heavy. So this, cannot even remotely remember who made this. I know I bought it at Hastings years ago when I was first starting collecting. It was actually one of the higher priced items I first put in my collection. Yeah. If I was looking at this now as a collector, I'd be like, okay, that can be a pass. But it's not that I don't hate her or anything. She's really cute, and I actually like the sculpt. But it's not something I would say, yes, I need to have in my collection. Like, I saw it back then, and that's what I thought. But the hair is solid. The hair is solid. This thing easily weighs a couple pounds. But, as you can see, the body is very tiny compared to the head. So not exactly very realistic here. And again, I'll put the name of the toy company here because I have no freaking clue. It says it was made in 2014. That's probably that was around the time when I started collecting. So, and the only thing that I would complain about, I kind of wish they wouldn't have made, this sounds weird with Wonder Woman, but a revealing outfit, because if you see in the middle, she has her outfit cut so you can see her navel. I don't really remember that any in the comics. I think they were taking a bit of a creative leap with this one, which is fine, but I just prefer classic suit Wonder Woman. And she has these mitten hands. There's not fingers. It's just a thumb, and the rest of her hand looks like a mitten. So I don't really like that. And honestly, other than Pops, you know, Pops have these big old black eyes that we all love. Pops are usually the only thing that I'm okay with that solid black eye look on, because somehow Funko made them cute. And I would say that this is another exception as well, because imagining this colored, like with an iris and everything, I don't know, I just don't think I'd like it as much. So I do really love the face on this one. I just think the body needs a little work, and the ears are kind of weird too. They look like something from an old cartoon or something. But yeah, there's that, and this was the first time I ever put it on out of box in all the years I had it, so she's probably breathing a sigh of relief still. Okay, so should I go? Let's save the big one for last. So this is Sailor Moon from Sailor Moon Crystal. Now I really love this thing. Now I filmed the Sailor Moon rant, but I never posted it. I don't know. I might refilm it and do it again because I didn't like the way it turned out. But if you guys have ever watched both the animes, let me know, which one do you prefer, the original anime or Sailor Moon Crystal? If you don't know, so the anime kind of takes a different plot from the manga, while Sailor Moon Crystal goes along completely with the manga, more or less. So that's really the only difference. You still have the same characters and stuff. So does she? No, she does not take off or separate from her base. I didn't think she did. I couldn't remember. But I love the look of this statue. By the way, I prefer the original anime just because it's longer. And now that they're fixing it, I like it a lot more. But one thing I absolutely love about the statue is that most of it is very pearlescent. Her hair is pearlescent, and at the very end of it, if you guys can see, it's actually translucent. So it does make it look a little bit more magical to me, and I like it. This is all made of PVC. So very lightweight statue. You know, it's not gonna topple over anytime soon, and it's not going to break if it does, or at least not bad. Her face paint is perfect. You know, it's printed on her eye. Her necklace is a little bit derpy on the paint, if you guys can even see it, but it's a little bit derpy, but I do love the pearlescent on the white of her outfit. There's a little bit of the blue on the blue part too, and she's just a very cute, fun looking statue, although I don't understand why the bow is in the back of it. Why is the bow of the stand in the back? Does it separate? Okay, it does separate. Never mind. But it is very sturdy. Could I put it in here with the bow facing it? Or is it not supposed to? It feels like it's not supposed to. No, because the pegs are different sizes, so you have to put it in the right foot, and you can't if you do it the other way. So for some reason they did. This is a horrible review. For some reason, they decided to put the bow on the back of the stand instead of the front. I don't know. Anyway, now for this one, I don't have too many pieces of Marvel in my collection. And to be honest, this character, not one of my favorites at all. I like her, but I've never really cared for her as a character. But the way that Diamond Select, this one was SH Figuarts. The way that Diamond Select made this statue, it's freaking gorgeous. So this is Jean Grey, or the Dark Phoenix. I kind of like Phoenix. It's Jean Grey that I don't like. But, I'm sorry. But this thing is so freaking cool. Now, it's heavy, mainly because a good part of the base is solid, not all of it. There is some hollow to it right here. but the hair is solid too. So this thing, out of all the Diamond Select ones that I have, this one has a lot of weight to it. So it does make it feel a little bit more on the sturdy side. She has the sashes from her sashes from her belt that kind of wave a little bit in the wind. And as you can see, now she does not come off of her base like all the other Diamond Select ones. They do not come off the base. But as you can see, it's a fiery phoenix as the base. Very, very elaborate, and I love it. And this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017. So I had to remember, it was the year I went to Little Rock to try to Funko hunt. It didn't turn out good. But so this one thing was shared with GameStop, and there was another one shared with GameStop this year, which was the Flash. I did not pick it up, although I really want to. But, so the suit itself is metallic, and I absolutely love it. You can see it a lot more on the red than you can the yellow. There are, of course, white eyes for the pupils, which just make it look so freaking cool. And both her hair and the base are translucent. So when you're seeing it from my perspective with the light shining right at me, this thing looks even more badass. So if you guys do have this on display, and I might have to go buy a light, I would honestly put a little bit of a light behind her. Not a huge one, but just not like my light, but like just like a little light behind the statue wherever you're displaying her, because she will definitely look more fiery in that aspect. I absolutely love this. I fell in love with it. I actually, that day at SDCC, I went to the mall at Little Rock, and she was there in the mall, but I was kind of in a hurry. I really wanted to get to Hot Topic so I could get the Alchemy, and I'm not even into Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts, but I wanted that Alchemy because it was beautiful, and I still have it. But so I didn't really feel like messing with it too much, and I didn't know it was coming out, being shared with GameStop that year. So I kind of left it, and I also left the 2-pack of the Hollow Princess Leia and R2-D2, which was a Funko exclusive from that year. And on the way home, I'm like, I'm kind of regretting it. So I pulled into Searcy, Arkansas, which is, for me, where I'm at now, where I was at my old town, Little Rock is about a 2-hour drive. Searcy is about an hour drive. So about halfway home, I stop at a town that has the only GameStop that I know of until I get to the town I'm in now. And went in there, and sure enough, they had pretty much all the exclusives from that year still in stock. So I got my Princess Leia with R2-D2, and I got Dark Phoenix, and I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. I will say I like my Thor, Jane Foster Thor, a little bit more just because I like that character. But in terms of design, this thing is one of the coolest statues in my collection, period. So I absolutely love it. So anyway, so that was the second to the last part of this statue collection series, finally. Like I said, there's one that still have behavior issues, meaning I can't get the stand in. I don't think it's the proper stand for that statue, honestly, but I'll get into that again. Maybe reviewing one minus the stand. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought of all these little guys. And just tell me if you guys have any in your collection, would you be interested? This one you might have to pay a little bit for nowadays, but I think all the others you could get for a pretty decent price, I would say. But yeah, they're all really cool statues. I love having each of them in my collection. Still have a problem with her face, but other than that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, like always, it's a community, not competition. See y'all later. Bye.